Welcome. This is the Malcolm X Bowser / School of Excellence channel. And on this channel, what I want to do is I want to talk about a lot of things like I really enjoy, especially when it comes to business, building a business, online business, because family business, because I've been doing this with my dad and with my stepmom, with my family members. We've built a business in like 8 years, right? And in that time, our business has grown from barely even like making any money to today. I think we've crossed 1.1 million in total revenue. Now that's not profit, that's revenue, but still impressive nonetheless. And still, like, I'm not gonna downplay our achievement because I think it was great. But what this channel is about is just going to be a lot of that stuff, because in that journey in that journey of us building our business, there's a lot of people who watched it from day one to where it is, and they've seen it. They've had questions about it. They've asked us, like, how do we do certain things? How do we publish our own books? That's my book in the back. How did we get our own merch? How do we launch, hold on, physical planners like this? These were all like ideas that came from our head that we were able to make real, that we were able to create an audience, and we were able to actually sell it, you know what I mean? And not just sell it to people we knew. We were selling it to strangers, people who have never heard of us, people who have never met us, people who are not just family and friends, people who are strangers. And that's what business is about. And that's what a lot of people seem to miss when it comes to building a business. They create something, they launch it on Facebook, or they launch it on Instagram, and then they initially come out strong. Family and friends, they come out to support. They may purchase something, they may tell somebody else to purchase something, and then the next week you realize you start all over again. You have to create sales all over again, right? So they don't realize what that takes. It takes more than just family and friends to actually build a sustaining business. So they've seen us do it. They see me and my pops, my stepmom. They've seen us do it, and they want to know how we did it. And it was one of the things that always fascinated me, because um I don't know, like, it's always fascinated me because they've seen us do it, and then I've tried to, like, on our channel, to teach people, but they just weren't really like interested. So I wanted to create a separate space of somewhere that I can kind of just teach all of this stuff, like I kind of geek out about, and all the stuff that I'm passionate about. So I'm also very passionate about, like, self development, personal development, getting better at whatever it is that you choose to get better at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very interested in that. I'm very um passionate about that, because I think we can all get better at something. I think we can all get improve in some area of fashion, right? Like, I'm a parent, I'm a partner. I've have a lot of places in my life I can get better at, but the journey is what I love the most. So I also wanted to create this channel to document a lot of the journey as well, because there's a lot of people who have certain challenges and want to do something, but they just don't have the right community of, to people to be around. So I wanted this channel to kind of be that community as well. Peace to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, pops. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do with this channel, and I also want to interview other people, right? Other people who are on their journey, other people who've created small businesses, like probably with their family or just by themselves, and have an interesting story. It's a few people that I'm kind of watching online right now, and I'm just like, I would love to talk to these people to see, what they did to kind of persevere, because that's what I love, right? So that's what this channel is about. If you have any questions, just leave it in the chat, because I'm going to be going through something right now, as I'm talking as for this inaugural live. Okay, so sorry if you kind of hear that in the background. That is my baby. He is new to the world, and he is still getting the hang of what's going on, right? So this video, I want to talk about how you can create a business. You can create a business from idea to actual money making asset in 8 weeks. I'm going to teach you, I'm going to go step by step in each week and show you what you can do so you can kind of stay on task. Okay. Now I broke this up into 8 weeks. You can stretch it out. You can make it shorter depending on how you are. But I think taking a week to do each of these things is enough time that you can give yourself to adequately make sure things are in its proper place. Now, why do I make it 8 weeks and not 3 months? Right? Because a lot of things, and me included, I like to do things 12 weeks at a time, or 3 months at a time as well, in chunks. But I think, especially now, right? It's already February, and a lot of people have created these, New Year's resolutions, and it's already February, and first month is gone, and you didn't do anything to get any further in with your goals. So 8 weeks for me, it kind of lights that fire under me, and I wanted to light a fire under you as well, to kind of stop the procrastination and kind of fight the procrastination with some action here. Okay, so I created this 8 week roadmap that'll help you go, like I said, go from idea to an actual business. Okay, so week one, okay, week one, this is where you build a solid foundation, and you have to shift from employee mindset to entrepreneur mindset. Now that is it sounds very cliche, but it's actually real. When we first started our business, I was coming from a literal 9 to 5 behind the desk in the cubicle and things like that. And then when I quit my job and I went into entrepreneurship full time, I was still operating legit as a 9 to 5 employee. Like, I would wake up, mind you, I have no wake up time. I'm still living at home with my mom's, and I have my own business now, but I'm still starting at 9 and kind of clocking out at 5. But as an entrepreneur, sometimes you might have to go a little longer. You have to go into like really weird hours of the night to kind of get something done. And when you still have that employee mindset, you are really like stagnating yourself. Okay. And then another thing is too, is when you are thinking like an employee, you are thinking as like a worker bee, kind of, right? So your your abilities, your skills are tied to the hours that you work, right? As an employee, you get paid by the hours that you work, right? But as an entrepreneur, you get paid in like actual like direction between based off of your actual skill set. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Like, say a plumber, if they probably have their rate set like $100 to fix whatever thing it is. Now, it might take them 10 minutes to fix that problem. It might take them an hour to fix that problem, but you're still gonna pay them their rate. Now, you as an employee, you're thinking like, if he took an hour to pay, he took 10 minutes to do this, I shouldn't have to pay him that much money. It only took him 10 minutes to do this. But his skill set allowed him to be able to fix that problem in 10 minutes, and that's why he still gets paid. So that's kind of the shift in thinking that you have to do. Also, another shift in thinking, you have to um work on the business and not in the business as well. So a lot of times when people just quit their job, or they just start a business, they become like really, really busy bees, right? With answering emails all day, and then the business doesn't move forward, or they're doing something that is not really moving the business forward. But what you have to realize is, you have to the task that you have to take on now as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, have to move the business forward. Not to say you can't work in the business, because it's if you're by yourself, if you're working with a couple of different teammates, if you're working with your family members, it happens. It's natural. But if you don't spend time of working on the business and not in the business, it's never going to grow. And a business that doesn't grow, even if it's stagnant, feels like it's dying, because as you're growing, your expenses might grow, but the business stays the same, then it's technically dying. Like, you're technically running in place, and that's a terrible position to be in. I'm telling you. Okay. Now, and there's other things that can kind of go into shifting to an entrepreneurial mindset. Another thing I want to get to this as well. Another thing to shift into that entrepreneurial mindset is that you have to constantly improve your skill set. When you have a job, not to knock jobs, because I've like not to knock, I would never knock a job. But when you have sometimes a lot of people when they have a job and they have their job description, whatever it is that they're doing, they either answering emails or it's just marketing or it's whatever it is that their job description is, they usually stay there and they don't think about getting better. They don't think about improving their skill set. As an entrepreneur, you have to always improve somehow, some way. Whether that is again learning how to run ads or something, learning how to write copy, learning how to market better, learning how to become a better leader, so you can delegate tasks and things like that. You always have to get better. So that's another thing that you have to shift. So this first week is all about setting the foundation, and it might feel like nothing is happening, but if you are working again to shift that kind of thinking, working to kind of understand where your skills lack, and you can kind of pinpoint where you can get better at, that is a great thing. When we first started our business, our first thing was trying to build consistency, right? Me and my pops, my stepmoms, we would meet every Tuesdays, and this is when I was still working at my job. We would meet every Tuesdays, right? And sometimes at these meetings, it felt like nothing was happening, and I'm getting bored. I'm getting fidgety, and my pops is just like, yeah, I see it, but we've never been consistent before. And what this is teaching us is how to be consistent so we can actually put some things in motion. So when things are running, that's why we were able to do a podcast for 520 episodes, is because we had built that consistency muscle. There were times I didn't feel like doing the pod. There was times my pops didn't feel like doing the pod. There was times my stepmom didn't feel like doing the pod, but we fought through that. So it might feel like nothing is happening, but sometimes everything is. Okay, so that's week 1, right? Now, week 2 is choosing a profitable niche and identifying your ideal customer. So this is where a lot of people get stuck at. Legit, week 2 is because they try to start a business that in their idea it just makes a lot of money, but it might not fit your lifestyle. It might not fit your skill set. And then you also might pick a business that you're not really suited for. So, meaning, I know somebody who creates custom sneakers. Like they have sneakers and they create custom paintings and custom drawings on the sneakers. Okay, now very cool. I get it. That's their passion. The guy, he's an artist, and that's very cool. But I asked him. I said, "Yo, what if 20 people placed an order with you? What would you do?" And he said, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be slammed. And then I kind of walked him down. I was like, then you probably like would not like to do this business. Like you wouldn't like it. You have kids, you have you wouldn't have any time, and then you would start to resent the customers because they're gonna want what they want. And then you're very passionate about your art. So it's a lot of things that go into just picking a business other than just making money. So you have to identify what you can do. I like uniquely what you have and you can do and what your skill set kind of calls for, right? And then you have to think about who the customer is. And you have to also think about a price point. You also have to think about a system for manufacturing said product or service, right? If it takes actual labor from you, would you be able to do a lot of it? Or if you have to make it or if you have to get it made, would you be able to make sure you have the stock on hand? Would you be able to kind of identify who your audience is, who your customer is, so you're able to market to this person? You have to think about all of those things. Okay, I actually have a video on this channel talking about the best businesses to start and how to kind of pick a business. I'll link it down below actually. Okay, so that's week 2. So choose a profitable niche and identify your ideal customer. Like think about what you can do. Think about profit margins, making sure getting this thing out there isn't costing you more money than it's making you. So just think about all of those things. Okay. 3, establish a brand and start to create an online presence. So this is the kind of fun stuff, but this is also things that people overthink. Okay, so when they think of brand, they think, oh, I need business cards, I need a logo. I understand that stuff, and that's the fun stuff. But think of something very simple that you can kind of have to make sure people are able to find you. So it doesn't have to be an entire website. It can be an actual just landing page with your information and you're able to take somebody's information or take somebody's money. You're able to kind of collect money. So it doesn't have to be in a whole website, because people overthink websites. They create these websites and it's really just an ode to them. Like, it's a bunch of information about them, and it makes you feel special because, you know, you have your website and makes you feel a little bit more official. But not to burst anybody's bubble, but when you create a website, nobody cares about you. Like, the customer only cares about what problem you can solve for them. So if I can go on your website and say, if I'm looking for a plumber, let's just say I'm looking for a plumber, and then it's the backstory of the company, I don't care, bro. Like, my toilet stopped up. Like, that's all I'm thinking about. So if I can't go to your website and immediately tell that this is for me, this is solving my problem, then that's a bad website. Okay. So think about what the minimal viable product is, right? It could be a landing page, like I said, where you're able to just take somebody's email in exchange for a lead magnet, which we'll get to, right? Or you're able to immediately have a calendar today, so somebody can book a call with you, so somebody can work with you, you know, whatever it is that your business may be. You could be a party planner, you can have a cleaning service, you can have whatever it is. Somebody needs to be able to get in contact with you, or you are able to get in contact with them, meaning they've given you their email, and then you're able to move forward. Also, so that's just kind of one thing. Now, let's talk about like branding a little bit, because I think a lot of people get this wrong as well. They create very, very complicated, complex logos that mean four different things, where you really just want a logo that kind of speaks to what the brand is. It can be very simple. It doesn't have to be super complex. You can get somebody off Fiverr or Upwork to do the logo for you. It doesn't have to be too complex. The logo should be clean, to the point. So should the company name. It should be very clean and to the point. Try to get all of your social media handles, try to get it to match as much as possible, because sometimes, people on Instagram and people on Twitter might have it, but try to get the handles as close to the business or close to the domain as possible, and then to kind of match everything up. Make sure if you have colors, right, on your website, make sure don't go past 3 or 4 colors, right? Have like 3 main colors on your website, and then make sure that is translated on your Instagram page, on your Facebook page as well. Try not to have a bunch of different colors, because if I see your business, and then, like I say, I go to your Instagram and it looks completely different, I'm going to think this is a scam. I'm going to think these are not the same people. I'm going to think like this is just kind of, this is not real. You know what I'm saying? So try to have something simple. Try to have your colors match up, and then make sure everything kind of aligns that way. Make sure your website it doesn't have too much going on. It's not a love me website. It's something that tells your customer what it is and what you can do to solve their problem. Okay? So that's week 3. Week 4, right? So you want to develop and price your first product or service. Now, depending upon if you have a service, as I mentioned, like say you have a cleaning service, or say you are a party planner, things like that. What you can do is, what I would recommend is, get other people within your field, maybe some competition, people you've seen, right? And what you can do is anchor your pricing along with what you see, kind of like industry standard. Don't just slap a super high price on it because you think you're amazing. You don't even have any proof that you're amazing yet. You don't have testimonials. You don't have people that you work with. You don't have a proof of concept of what you're doing. So what you need to do is, actually, if you want to be completely honest, you want to work for super cheap at first. And I know that's going to sting because you got into business to make money. However, the more you can kind of stack up proof, stack up testimonials, stack up people that you've worked with, because that becomes marketing in and of itself. Like, you can literally, if you want to run ads, you can literally have your testimonials running, because people like to do what other people are doing. So if they don't see anybody has worked with you, you don't have proof, why would I give you my money? So you have to kind of consider that as well. Like, I know you think you're amazing. I know your wife, your husband might think you're amazing too, your kids. but that's not who's going to pay your bills or is not going to buy anything from your business. So make sure you price yourself adequately, and then as you get better, you have more proof, you're able to, put your own twists on certain things, then you can price it, you can price it higher. Okay, but you also have to develop the product. So now let's say that's for a service, right? Now let's say you have a physical product, right? So this was a physical product. What you can do is you can create like I said, a prototype. You can go on like Alibaba.com or something, have them manufacture a prototype for you. Okay. Then you get it. Then you can kind of market. I'm kind of giving the game away right now, but you can market the prototype, show the use cases, just kind of create content around it. Like, why people would use this? Why, like, what problem does this solve? If it's a planner, it can solve a lot of productivity issues people have. It can solve a lot of overwhelm people have, so they can, sit down and journal, like things like that. Whatever it is, it could be weightlifting gloves. Like, other weightlifting gloves aren't comfortable, but these, right? And like I said, it could be your prototype. Like, you're not even selling this yet. Then you can direct people to a landing page, a simple landing page, and then collect emails and things like that, and then kind of either put people on a waiting list so you can kind of build that audience up. And then once you have, you can have a pre-sale period, and then use that pre-sale money to actually buy some inventory and then sell it, and then you can kind of reinvest the money back, buy more inventory. I just gave the entire game away, but that's one thing you can do. So this week, you're all about developing the actual product. Okay, you're developing, you're thinking about what this is going to look like, what this is going to feel like. You're thinking about your product, like if you are providing a service, if you are a cleaning service, if you are able to, what services are you able to provide when you clean? Can you do a whole house? Can you do just the backyard? Can you just do just a basement? Like, what does that look like for you? Then you have to start to put those things together. And when you're thinking about that, again, think about what problem you're solving. Like, if you were the customer, what would you want another cleaning service to do for you? Okay, if that could be an extra a shampoo and a rug and things like that, that might cost you a little bit more upfront, like personally as a business owner, but it might get the customer to see the value, and then to really appreciate your services, so they can give you a testimonial, so they can tell a friend, they can refer you. Because once you're able to kind of build a referral base, a customer base that always kind of come back, of recurring customers and things like that, then you're able to kind of build a more sustainable business as well. Okay. Now, week 5, I kind of skipped here a little bit, but this is where you figure out how you are able to capture leads and grow your audience. Okay. Now, as I said at the very top of this, people, they get these businesses, they have these great ideas, they get the logos, it's really fancy. They spend a lot of money on these websites, really fancy websites. They launch it to their friends and family. The friends and family say, yo, we're so proud of you. Oh my gosh. They might buy something from you, or they might tell somebody about your business, and then that's it. It goes completely silent. One, that's because your family might not be your ideal customers. Like, your family and friends, those might not be your ideal clients, so they're not going to buy from you over and over again. And 2, I've spoken, you wouldn't believe how many times I've spoken to people who've probably done some business, right? They probably had some customers come through and done some business, collected emails, and I'm like, okay, when's the last time you reached out to those people? Because they bought already. Like, when's the last time you reached out to those people? Oh, never. I'm just like, you're leaving a bunch of money on the table. Like, these are people who already spent their money with you. So the fact that you're not emailing them consistently to build that audience, or creating free content like I'm doing right here. This is on YouTube. You can do it on Instagram or Facebook, whatever, TikTok, whatever platform you choose to do it on. Just kind of stay consistent on that platform, okay? And then you're able to kind of, you'll start to see more of a recurring element to your business, okay? So so you have to, try to figure out how to capture leads and grow your audience. Another thing when it comes to capturing leads, all right? So that simple page website that I explained before, what you also need to do is figure out either in your product or service something that you can give away for free or next to nothing, like very, very cheap, right? I recommend free, that you can give to them, that shows the person how you can help. It solves an immediate problem, but it also shows them, the customer, that you are the person to solve their bigger problem. Okay, so that's what we call a lead magnet. So for a cleaning service, let's go back to that. For a cleaning service, it could be, you know, 15% off your first cleaning service, or free shampoo, carpet shampoo cleaning on your first order, something like that. Same people, you've seen it a bunch of times on physical product brands, when they do like 15% off or 20% off your first order, something like that. That's a lead magnet, right? Or you could do something um where you can give away a free ebook, then that also teaches you how to do something. It could give away a free guide that teaches somebody how to do something quick, solves an immediate problem to get you back in, right? So let's say you're a fitness trainer, okay? And you give away a free 5-minute ab workout, right? With Along with a video or something, right? So it solves a problem. It gets people to see your expertise as well. Then you have their email, so then you can kind of market to them further, or that gets them immediately go, okay, this is the person I need to work with because of how much value they provided me already. Okay. So a lead magnet in exchange for an email, and then you're able to talk to those people whenever you want. As you just seen, TikTok, it's back now, but it was gone. The people who completely relied on TikTok for their business were screwed, and they were panicking, and they didn't know what to do. I saw people online crying about it, right? It's because they didn't take the time to build an actual audience, and they didn't take the time to build their email list. There's people who actually did build their email list, and they weren't scared about it. It was like, all right, well, if TikTok goes down, I'm gonna be on Instagram. If TikTok goes down, if Facebook goes down, I'm gonna be on YouTube. Like, they have an email list that they can take with them anywhere they go. So capture leads, grow your audience. Okay, that is week 5. Getting down to it. All right. Now, week 6 is master organic marketing and visibility strategies. This goes back into the social media aspect. Okay. Now, what is organic marketing? YouTube is organic marketing. Anything I don't have to pay for, like if I was running an ad, that is paid marketing. Organic marketing is me being able to put up free content and have it be seen by other people. Okay, so you want to be able to master organic marketing, because initially starting out, you might not even have a real validated offer yet to be able to actually put some money behind it, or you might not just have the money to do to pay for ads anyway. So you want to be able to figure out a way that you can get eyes on your product, eyes on your brand. YouTube is great because YouTube is owned by Google. Google is the biggest search engine. YouTube is the second biggest search engine. So YouTube is great for that. TikTok is great for that, but it's a little volatile because of what's going on with the government, things like that. Instagram is great as well. Facebook, and like I mentioned before, you want to pick a platform and kind of stick to that platform and make sure you're consistent on that platform. Okay, quick tip: whatever platform that you are using, make sure your content solves a real problem. Make sure it has a hook, right? Make sure it grabs people in and makes sure people comes in. It stops the scroll. Make sure you're make sure you're providing value so people can kind of resonate with you. They can understand, like, okay, like, I like this person. I like what they're doing. I need this product, or I need this problem of mine solved. And then they're able to really start to follow you. And then once you're stuck, and the way the game goes, and once you're able to kind of make some money, you're able to kind of then make some money from organic marketing. Then you're able to kind of reinvest that into some paid marketing as well. So that's kind of how it goes. I'm not one of those people who say organic is the only way to go or paid is the only way to go. I think both of them work, And I think if you are able to master both of them, not master, just get a real hang on both of them, you are dangerous, and you'll have a business that doesn't rely on friends and family. And then you get mad when they don't support, and then you saying, oh, we don't support each other. That's not you. That won't be you. Okay. But first, master organic marketing and making sure your business is visible, right? 7, launch with confidence and start taking sales. This is either actually taking sales for your service or taking pre-sales for your physical product so you can get it made. You'd be surprised, because I understand, like, in on the internet it's less trusting, so you might be thinking to yourself, people are not gonna pay for something before it's ready. And you'd be surprised. You don't need a bunch of people to you don't need 10,000 people to buy your pre-sale. You probably need 100 people, and then you're able to just get the product made, get it to the people. Once they get it, you can ask them in your emails, because you've collected emails. You're building that audience. You're building that relationship. Hey, send me a picture of you with said product, or tell me how you feel about it. And then you're able to use that in your marketing, and then that becomes more sales. So if you're able to use a testimonial, or use somebody saying, yo, I got this planner from UrbanX and it was amazing and it helped me with this, I'm able to use that in my marketing, because as I said at the top of this, people like to do what other people are doing. They don't want to be left out. So launch with confidence. Like, hey, this is what I have now. You've been working on this. You have content around it. You have you showing you how the thing works, how it can provide some value. You have people on your email list that you've been collecting because you've provided a lead magnet. You provided something of value up front in the lead magnet, and up front in your free organic marketing. And then you're able to just launch. You're able to start taking some sales, right? And what you can do is you can sign up for Stripe or PayPal, like one of their business accounts to use, and then so you can start taking money. Don't do it with your personal account. Do not do that. Do not do that. That's all I would just say. Okay. Now you might think that's it, right? You might think like, okay, we only at week 7. You said 8 weeks. Week 8 is about analyzing what went right, what went wrong, and working to scale that business. Okay. Now, what does scaling mean? It means to kind of add on to what you're already doing. So if you are able to make some money, let's say you've had a modest launch, right? You're able to make a couple $100, maybe $1,000. What you do, you don't just pocket that $1,000. You are to reinvest it back into the business. That means either back into inventory, or pay for a podcast, advertising spot. Somebody that has your audience. Somebody that has where your audience is, or if you are able to use Facebook ads, if you know how to use Facebook ads, then you can try it out. But you are to reinvest that money so you can either get more customers or service the ones that you already have. Okay, so week 8 is about scaling, growing, and sustaining long-term success. That is any softwares you might need to keep track of inventory, to keep track of what it is you're doing, to keep track of your customers, whatever that software may be. It can be a system of manufacture. So with us, we have our merch brand, and we had the first time we ran our merch sale, it was, I think it was like 7 years ago now, right? Our Black History merch sale, it took us legit 5 minutes to do one shirt, not an order, one shirt. It took 5 minutes to do one. Okay. Now, after that first launch, right, we learned at what we could do better, right? We upgraded our skills. We understood what to do, what not to do, and found out a way we could do a shirt in 17 seconds. So what does that do for long-term growth? Now we're able to confidently take more sales. We're able to confidently put money back into advertising so we can take more sales, because that first sale, and I'm not exaggerating, the more orders came in, we were getting like, it felt dreadful. It was just like, damn, even though we're making money, but the process to print these shirts to get them out. It was exhausting. And you don't want that for your business. You want to be able to adequately service your customers and not feel like it's a burden, because once that happens, you start to resent them, you start to resent the business, you bring the wrong energy to the business, and that's not what you want. And as my pops is saying, we were ready to fight. That's absolutely true. Like, that is absolutely true. You don't want that. So you want to make sure in the following weeks after your launch, see what went right, what went wrong, and see how you can improve no matter what that is. Okay. Now, hold on. Now, I also have my own lead magnet. It is a 90-day launch list. The link should be in the description below. If not, I will put it in the description. It's all you have to do is go to schoolofexcellence.com/launch, and you can get it. It's completely free, as I said, right? And I'm actually going to start to take some questions as well. Hold on. Rashawn Green said, Malcolm, what helped bust through the nerves? I started the business before, however, unfortunate event had me stuck in place. Bust through the nerves. It depends. When we started our podcast, I had the idea, like just anybody else had the idea, like, podcast is pre-recorded, right? And so live was just like, I don't know, like that's anything could go wrong live. And here's the thing, anything will go wrong. But the thing is, what you have to understand is too, and which gave me confidence to kind of keep going, is that when you start out, nobody's worried about you, right? And that might discourage you or might empower you. Everybody's not thinking about you. So all you have to do is take that time in public to just get better. Like right now, there's 18 and something people watching me. And I'm used to, on my bigger podcast, my pops, we used to have 1,800 people watching us at a time. So now it's just about getting better while the stakes aren't as high. So if that means putting out some cringeworthy content, just do it, because nobody cares about it anyway until it makes, until like you get bigger, and then people are saying, yo, I was always watching you, always knew you had that in you, bro. Just don't worry about people. People are not thinking about you. And the best way to kind of get through procrastination is with action, bro. Like, I'm telling you, I know for me, I overthink like crazy when it comes to these things. Like, this video right here, the reason why I had to go live is because if I would have thought about it anymore, it would not have gone up. And then the pre-recorded video, I would have wanted it to be perfect. And this is great for me because, again, I'm learning, or I'm getting better, in real time, and that's fine. Like, legit, I'm okay with that. Okay. Jackie said, I really like the fact you guys put it out there and improved as you went along. Yeah, listen, because when people talk about perfection, they call themselves perfectionists. The idea of something perfect means it's been perfected. Like, it's an ongoing thing. So you're not going to put something out perfect the first time. You're going to realize something is wrong with it. We put out this planner, right? And then, like, we thought it was perfect. And then, like, on certain pages, there would be like words misspelled, or the space would look crazy. And again, then we know for our second printing, we know to correct this thing. And then we know, okay, people really didn't like this section in the planner, so we could just take that out and put this one in, because that's what people were actually asking for. That's what perfection is about. Sorry about that. So yeah, improve as you go along. That's, I think, the best way to do it. Let me see what else. Any other questions you guys have? Anything you guys have? Thank you for joining me on my inaugural live. I really appreciate it. How many times? Yeah, we went live with no sound. We went live with a laggy software. The camera would be on. We did a whole podcast once with our mics being off, but the camera mic was on. So people were saying like, "Yo, it sounds like y'all are far. Like, what's going on?" And I'm just like, and then we watch it back and like, oh, this wasn't even plugged in or something like that. And then that's how you get better. Like you get better under pressure. You get better at solving problems because literally all entrepreneurship is and having a business is being able to solve problems, being able to solve your customers' problems, and being able to solve the problems that will inevitably arrive in your business. Shamil said, peace. I'm already a business owner looking to start a brand new business. I acquired a 500 square foot office space and about 1,000 square foot of warehouse space. What kind of business are you running? Let me know. You're doing it big. Jackie asked, what's your thoughts on starting with just one platform like a podcast? So here's the thing. It depends if you're talking like a visual podcast or an audio podcast. Audio podcast is a really long game. And that's because a lot of podcast platforms don't have the algorithms like YouTube have. YouTube serves your content up to new people, right? Now, audio podcast, you kind of have to search for said topic. You have to like really go looking for the podcast. So what I would recommend, if you're going to start a podcast, do both visual and audio, because your visuals are better able to get seen, and then you can kind of direct people towards your audio as well. That's what we did. Like if I've seen a lot of people, I know a few podcasts that I've listened to that are strictly audio, but they've been doing it for so long that they've built that audience. Like they've been doing it maybe 10, 12 years that they were able to do that. Like on one of my favorite podcasts, Bill Burr's podcast, I think it's only audio, but he's been doing it for like 15 years at this point, and he's fine with that. But if you're going to start a podcast, I would definitely recommend both visuals and audio as well. Okay, but starting starting a podcast is great. Especially if you have a brand, if you have a product that needs to kind of show your expertise, show what you know, how you can help somebody. Because when people get used to hearing you, then they're able to kind of trust you a lot better. They say it takes like 7 touch points for people to kind of want to buy from you, right? So that's either like Instagram, YouTube, and something else. Like it takes a while for people to trust you to give money to you. So long form is great. And I mean long form, that could be like 15 to 20 minutes if you're going to do a podcast. That's fine. It doesn't have to be too long. Do I do personal consultations? I do. I'll put a link to my calendar in the chat for you right now, so we can get up. I actually just sent somebody. I did a consultation. I just sent a recording of our consultation to them recently, but I'll copy the link and put it in the chat. Anything else before I get up out of here? Thank you guys for joining me yet again. And I'm going to do a lot more of these, okay? All right. With that being said, thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't, tell a friend to tell a friend. And also in the comments below or in the chat, let me know if you have any questions that you would like me to touch on. If you have anything specific, I can do an entire live one. I can do an entire video on and things like that. Just let me know. And I will see you then. All right. Peace. Oh, real quick, Shamil said I'm an electrical contractor looking to transition to something else. So you bought a bunch of warehouse space and don't know what you want to do? Let me know. We can talk too, man. I can kind of help you, guide you through that decision and work with you as well, man. Let me know. I put the link to my calendar in the chat, and thank you guys for joining me, man. Peace.